guys, I was going to actually write a blog post about this, but I really don't feel like typing, so I'm gonna talk to you about it. So somebody on my Twitter asked me about starting strength, and wanted me to kind of share my story about starting strength. So here it goes. I started the starting strength program about, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Let's say 2 years ago. It was definitely 2 years ago. And it's really been a game changer for me. Basically, starting strength is a strength training program. It's very simple. It's all about progressive overload, so it's very linear. It's based on the compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, with a couple of accessory lifts in there like power cleans, but it's really all about sticking to those primary big lifts. It was developed by a man named Mark Ripto, who is so hilarious. Like, you need to Wikipedia him because he has the funniest quotes, the best things ever. He's a really cool guy, just really straightforward. What I love about the program is that it's very practical. It really doesn't appeal to trends, fads, or anything like that. It's just super like, this is what you need to do. You need to get under the bar, you need to squat, get that heavy weight on there, and just do it and get it done. And I just love that, personally. So basically, the program is based on doing 3 sets of 5, which really doesn't seem like a lot, especially considering it's only three times a week. It's very strenuous, especially when it's your first time ever lifting. I really recommend this program. If you've never lifted before, definitely give it a try, because this is going to set you an amazing foundation for the rest of your life as a fit person, as an athletic person. Like, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I grew up not being athletic at all, okay? I was the kid that would be the last, in line when you were running around. I hated push-ups. I hated everything. I was just so bad. I never played sports. I liked to paint in the corner. Like, I was a little artistic type. I still am. But now I would consider myself pretty darn athletic, actually. And I attribute that completely to this program because it built a base level of strength and muscle in my body. So now I'm sure you're interested in the progress, like physically, of what happened. If you have ever looked on my progress pictures, you will definitely see some big changes there. When I first started the starting strength program, a couple months prior, I had come home from a trip to Germany where I spent about 2 weeks eating bread and beer and cheese and cookies, and I never worked out or did anything. It's pretty bad. And I had already kind of screwed my metabolism over by doing these like crash diet and cleanses, which I would not recommend, and that's just a whole other topic entirely that I'm not going to even get into right now. But I did that, so I put on some weight. I was never overweight per se. I was never like really, really big, but I was definitely on that upper limit where barely any of my clothes fit me. I was just not in shape. I was just very, like puffy everywhere. It just was not good. I wasn't happy with myself. I was very sluggish. So I was like, I need to do some research. I need to get fit. So I had done some research, and I was reading about strength training and how that was kind of important, but I was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. And it kind of planted a seed there for me, but I was a little afraid, as most women are, to really get in the weight room and really get in there. So I mainly stuck to cardio for a while, and I got a little bit of that weight off. I didn't really do that much. Around this time is when I met my current husband. By the way, I got married on Sunday. Woohoo! Anyway, when I met him, he really opened my eyes to strength training, and he had actually done starting strength with his dad, who still lifts heavy in the gym, which is pretty awesome. And he really showed me about it, and I was pretty willing to learn, so he taught me. At first, it was hard. I was lifting the bar, I was squatting the bar only for a while. Moved up very slowly. You move up about 5 pounds per workout or per week. It kind of just depends. Especially for upper body, it's very hard to move up 5 pounds per day. So you kind of do it per week. But if you read up on the program, you'll see how that works. Basically, you just have to keep moving up on the weight until you get to a certain weight where you'll sort of plateau out. And then there are different techniques to get you back. I don't know what's up with this hair. So yeah, I started off very light. And when I was doing overhead press, the press, I was doing like 20-pound mini bars. I was just not doing anything at all. So if you're just starting out, realize that you're going to start off and you're not going to lift a lot of weight, and it's going to be freaking hard because it is hard, and there's just no denying that. So I start off there, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you something that happened that I just want to clarify with you guys, because a lot of people don't realize this happens. But some people, when you start lifting and you're not used to lifting, and this is what actually turns a lot of women away from lifting, because they say, oh, lifting makes me bulky, I bulk out, blah, blah, blah. Well, what's happening is you're building the muscle. Okay, say you have fat right here, okay? You got a little bit of fat. So if you're building the muscle underneath the fat, what's going to happen first is you're going to build the muscle, and the fat's not going to go away yet. But over time, the muscle will burn the fat. So at first I went through this, I kind of swole up in weird areas. Like I felt a little puffy, like I felt weird. It was very strange, and it was kind of discouraging, to be honest, because you're like, man, I'm working out, I'm lifting heavy, I should be getting skinny and blah, blah, blah. But it's not how it works. So I kind of had this weird phase, and it didn't last very long. It was maybe like a month, though. And this is probably about a month or two in, so just so you know. Now, it wasn't until maybe 4 months or so that I really started seeing results. It was almost like I went to bed, and then I woke up, and I was like, whoa, I am getting lean. And it was just so totally random. And from that point on, I just started really seeing the results, and it just was like, wow. And like as I was eating better, and that's okay, I just have to say it's a huge thing. If you're gonna do starting strength, you cannot diet per se. Like you need to make sure you're eating high protein meals every meal. Eat 20 grams of protein every single meal, and that's gonna keep that muscle growth going, and it's gonna help you progress. What is this? Anyway, make sure you eat good food. I kind of hit my real stride, I would say, with it all about a year into it, which would be last summer. I kind of reached my plateau. I felt like I was the leanest. Everything was just right with my schedule. Like I remember I wasn't really stressed out. Another thing you have to understand is progress is not always just so linear, like aesthetic progress I'm talking about, and even performance on your lifts. It's not always going to be like go up, 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 up. Sometimes you're going to make progress, it's going to dip. Then you're going to make some more progress and dip. But as long as you're kind of going, on an upward trend is always good. But, you're really going to have times where it's not so linear, and that's what I hate to see a lot of times with progress pictures people have, is nobody sees those times in between where, hey, I'm just coasting along for a couple months, and then, okay, I made some more progress. People don't understand that. It's just an up and down process. So, for example, right now, I think I'm not quite as lean as I was last summer, but last summer I was a little more intense, and that was right before I decided to focus on having positive body image. I mean, I was getting like, oh, I feel fat, all the time. I was just super obsessive about it all. Not as bad as some people can get, but it was more internal for me, where I was comparing myself to all the fitness models that, I would follow on Instagram and all this stuff, which I don't follow like anybody anymore. And one of the best things I could have done for myself and my personal body image and in relation to fitness and all that is to unfollow like all the people that made me feel bad about myself. And yeah, I mean, if it's inspirational to you, then it's inspirational. But for me, it wasn't as inspirational as much as like, wow, she's showing off her body again. Look at those abs. It's like when the same person posts their ab shots 5 times a day, it's like, well, dang, give me a break, I just stopped following everybody. And I was like, this works for me. and I've been much happier since. But anyway, starting strength. Now, I guess I need to tell you guys about how my lifts improved through doing starting strength. So for the squat, like I said, I started off with just the 45-pound bar, and now I guess the highest I've ever squatted for 5 reps is 150. Now I am 5'2", and I weigh about 125. So, you know, it's over my body weight. That's my plateau weight on squats. I mean, I have struggled, and I can't seem to break past that mark. And it's okay. It's just where my body is right now. And I don't devote my life to getting my squat number up. And if I did, then it probably would, but I don't. Like for my body right now, I would have to really pound food like 24/7 in an vested effort to get my squat number up, because I think I'm just at that balance where for my body, you know, and I kind of hit my genetic potential, which we all have. Which is why every single person who lifts isn't a power lifter. You know, we all have our genetic potential. Now, I'm not saying that's the highest I'll ever be able to squat, by no means. However, right now, that's just where I'm at. Now, I don't do that all the time. Like right now, I'm on a different sort of program. It's not starting strength, but it's just something similar. You know, I rep hundreds, lower hundreds for 10 to 12 reps, stuff like that. But, you know, I would have never been able to do that if it wasn't for starting strength, because I didn't have any basis, no athletic basis of any muscle at all before this. So I guess that's pretty impressive. For my bench press, I started off with, you know, the 20-pound mini bar, and now I bench, what do I bench? It's like 70 pounds for reps of 5 is the highest I've ever done, I think, 70 pounds. My upper body, it's hard, and it's hard for all women, so I'm not the only one, but it's just difficult. Overhead press, talk about a lift that's hard. It's the overhead press. I, again, started with just the 20-pound mini bar, and now I do 60 to 65. I'm hovering around there. It's very, very hard, and my technique, I have a hard time with the technique still to this day. But, you know, it's not my life goal to be the pro on overhead press, so, you know, I could probably train it more, but, you know, I don't. Deadlift, my highest deadlift for 5 reps was 185. That was my peak, and I wish I could do that, but right now, I've just been so inconsistent with deadlifts for some reason. I haven't really been training them that hard, and on starting strength, you do them once a week, which I know seems like nothing, but really, it's a good amount, because I built up my deadlift from doing the bar to 185 at my highest point. And right now, I will rep about 170 for 5 reps, and that's like when I'm feeling really good. So, you know, like I said, I've been inconsistent, and it's okay. It's, like I said, it's not upward slope. You can go up, you can go down, up, down, and it's totally okay. So starting strength is a great program if you've never lifted, if you want to learn technique. It has some great videos that show you exactly how to do it. Very in-depth, very good program. It's so highly recommended, and it's very simple. In addition to eating a clean, you know, diet, I hate to say the word clean because, you know, it gets overused, but you want to stick to whole foods primarily, high protein meals, all that good stuff. Eat your veggies, eat your fruit. And for God's sakes, don't deprive yourself of stuff that you love. I mean, really, that's one thing I love about lifting, is that you can have a heavy lifting session and then go and just gorge on some Mexican food, because you know what? Your muscles will use that for fuel. And no, I'm not as ripped as the girl on the cover of Oxygen, but I could not give a crap, because I'm happy and I feel very balanced, and that is so key. You gotta have that balance. You can't be that girl that shows up to a wedding with your Tupperware of chicken breasts and asparagus. I mean, don't be that girl, okay, or guy. I just don't. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. And I don't care if you're a fitness competitor, you know, even if you're a competitor, you can relax. Like, just chill. Just eat some food. Eat that piece of cake. I got some wedding cake over here. I'm probably gonna have some in a second. That's what I love about lifting, is I love food and I love to eat healthy, but I also love to treat myself, because why not? You know? So starting strength is a good way to start strength training. And this has been a very random video, but thanks for tuning in with me. So yeah, there you have it. If you have any more questions, just find me on my Twitter at LiftMeUpFitness, or I'm also on Instagram, LiftMeUpFitness, and on Facebook with, you guessed it, Lift Me Up Fitness as well, and my blog, liftmeupfitness.com. So if you have an idea of a topic you want me to address, please let me know. Should I continue doing video logs? Please let me know. I don't know. So anyway, thanks guys. Bye.